Hello guys, so welcome to another video of this channel. So in this video I'm going to talk about a particular scam that I encountered, or at least I was on Facebook. Now I know that as people we need money. We're always like looking for better opportunities, where we can earn some money and also take care of our responsibilities, right? And when we do that, most of the times we are often vulnerable. That is the situation that put us in a kind of a weak spot. There are those people out there willing to pounce on that, right? They're willing to take advantage of our weakness and scam us. And this quite happens a lot. Like if you've watched like many of these scam beta YouTube videos, you often like hear stories about people falling for these kind of things. So in this video I'm actually going to share with you like one particular scam that you are most likely to come across. And if you're not that aware of scams, of job scams, you might easily fall for this one. So without wasting much of your time, let me share the story. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I was actually doing a class project. I was actually almost done with it. So I actually received a message from a guy. It was called like Ethan Alexander Thompson. And of course, it is like a fake name, right? And the guy said, I've got a job for you, like a freelance job for you. And I said, okay, like what is the project all about? And they said his company has an 8-page file that needs to be kind of retyped and proofread. And they said, can you handle it? And I said, of course I can do that. So, and they said our company is 1,848, right? Just reading that now, 1,848. So can you handle this project? Now, by this time, I knew that this was definitely a scam. One, the typo. Two, no company can pay you $1,000-something for retyping a document, especially like an 8-page document, when there are basically like many tools out there that can do that thing for free. Like, are you kidding me? No company can do that. That's a sure scam right now. So now I knew that this was a scam, right? Of course, part of my mind was saying like, maybe I should, simply just block this guy, right? Just move everything to the spam folder. But for some reason, like I thought I should just play along and just see where this thing goes, right? Just do some sort of scam baiting with this one. I just wanted to see where the whole process goes. So I did something that I'd seen from one scam beta on YouTube, and his name is Pleasant Green. So now this kind of trick, I think they used it like a couple of times. So the guy is like a million followers. Of course, like many people know about this. So what I did was that I used like a Grabify link. So I took like a link from my LinkedIn profile, right, and took it to Grabify, kind of did a few edits there and there. I also did a link on a Google Drive link, so I took it to Grabify. It did a little bit of edits then there. So I actually took those two links and I replied to the guy and said, okay, fine, you can check my profile in my past work here. So I put the other one on the profile, and the one that's like a previous work. So I thought that was going to click on it. Like what happens is that if he did click on it, it kind of reveals his actual location. So that's how this Grabify thing kind of works. But for some reason it didn't. So I think it's like an experienced scammer. We've done this a couple of times. So I think he knows what this link is all about. Then he said, our company will only make a payment immediately after the review of the project. Hope you don't have a problem with that. So that is actually another red flag, guys. If somebody say they're going to pay you after the project, that's definitely a scam. Don't even try. Don't even do it. But no matter how good the offer is, you don't. But you can try negotiating, or maybe if they pay you, maybe you do part of the work, then they pay you half. That's how these things work. And all companies should pay you after, unless maybe if it's a like crowdsource company, something like that, or you just do tasks like you do an order, then you get paid like that. So when you're doing freelancing, you shouldn't accept money after doing the project. Don't even try that. Rather, try to kind of negotiate like how on the payment plan on how you are going to be paid like during the entire project, right? Because no company should be able to do that unless if you are doing or working on a crowdsourcing platform, right? Where you have like a bunch of other freelancers maybe doing this task on this platform where you have to do the task, after finishing the task, then they simply pay you. That's the only way I think those kind of things work. But if it's like a direct freelancing kind of project like this one, do not, and I say do not accept these kind of offers. Otherwise, you're going to work for free. Of course, this was a scam. So I just had to kind of continue with the whole thing. Right? Then I said, okay, no problem. I can do that. I said, drop your email so that I can forward your email to the company. The company will send you the project, blah, 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 blah. Then, of course, I gave him like some phony email address that I use mostly if I'm trying different websites, right? I don't use this email. It's not my main email. It's just the email that I use just online, just to kind of interact with people, something like that. So I just gave him this how exchange kind of email. So he said like I've forwarded your email to the I forward your email to the company. The company will send you the project and the contract documents. What's your language, Pam? And then I said English and Zulu. Now the reason why I selected these two languages in terms of Zulu, right? They'll say translate the document. I'll simply use Google Translate. That Zulu is available on Google, so I simply take the English part or the English document and simply paste it on the Google. Then Google will just do the automatic translation. Of course, just a simple thing that takes me like maybe a couple of minutes. So that's basically why I selected the Zulu language. And then he said, can you translate from English to Zulu? Then I said, of course, no problem. Yes, I can do that. Then he said, okay, I forward your email to the company. You will receive the project and the contract documents. Now fill in the contract documents and send back to the company. Again, this guy, this English is not from somebody who's from the States. You can see this is someone from Africa. Fill out the contract document. His English is not his first language. You know, we're all the same. Even me, his English is not my first language, but I think I can do better when it comes to at least communicating. Maybe in terms of speaking, it is a problem for me. I always have to kind of mix words and stuff, even in my own native language, right? I kind of mix words, so I'm not that great in speaking. But when it comes to writing, I'm fluent, right? Especially in English. I'm actually very fluent. I can write at least professional type of English. So as you can see, this guy is really, you can see that English is not his first language, and he's somewhere basically, but not in the US, right? So I played along. I said, okay, fine. So hope we will meet the deadline. I said, I will. Then the conversation continued. So let me know when you get your email. And then, hello, if you received the project, blah, 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 blah. And I said, I've received it. So I think this one will be a very kind of long conversation. So let me just move on to the next part, right? Now, they sent me the project, right? I didn't want to open anything that they sent me that email on my main computer. So what I did is that I created a virtual computer. The way this thing is like you create a computer inside a computer, right? There's a software, it's like an application software called VirtualBox. I don't know, there are two things or something like that. So for me, I actually used like a VirtualBox, and then I had like another operating system, which is a Windows 7, of course. That is the one that I used on my VirtualBox. So I installed that one, and I had to open the emails and the documents through that. So that's in case if this kind of send me some sort of a virus or some sort of program that might steal my files or infect my computer, I'll be safe. So I can easily delete that operating system and simply install another one. So that's what I did, guys. And if you want to like interact with websites or something, or any other platforms that are kind of, questionable, always use like a virtual machine, right? You will be safer that way. Don't open any applications or programs uh, that might contain virus using your main computer. That's actually a big no. So I used a virtual machine and actually logged into the Google account that I'd given him. I downloaded the thing, right? I opened the file. I just wanted to see what was there. Now, when I opened the file, right, there were actually two files, right? There's the one which had the job itself, right? The document that needed to be retyped and translated. And there was another one which was like a contract from this website called Luna website or something like that. I think something that he created. So I actually opened the one that contained the project. So the document was okay, but there was nothing wrong with the document. It was actually typed from an old typewriter. So when I read it, I just read a couple of lines and I thought, oh, this was perfect. This was a perfect English. There's nothing wrong with that. I even tried to rewrite it using ChatGPT, and there wasn't any problems or any major changes. But I just did it. So I rewrote the document, right? After that, I did translate about that document into Zulu. Right? So the whole process, I think, took me something like 20 minutes or so. So of course it was worth it for this whole scam baiting kind of program, right? Now, after doing that, I had to open and sign actually the contract. I had to sign the contract. So I opened the document, right? And of course it was designed nicely, but I think it was just overdone based on what I've seen. Like, there was a couple of more pages and stuff. So when I was actually reviewing the contract that he sent to me, there was actually like a part like where there's like a signing part. Of course, it was just written, approved and stuff by called James Garden or something like that. I think that was the name on that contract. Yeah, it was just that. Now, some idea actually came to my mind, right? Like most of the PDFs, right, that we generate or that we make, they always have like metadata. For example, it might contain like maybe your name as the author, or the name of the computer that you used when you're creating a PDF, or where were they created. So they always have that data. So since I was actually using Adobe Reader to open the PDF, so what I did is that I went to the document properties, like on Adobe, you click on menu, then you go click on document properties. And then from there, I went to the description, and then boom, everything kind of like came out, right? So in that document, like on the title, of course, it was written like Luna Translation Agency, which is of course the name of the file. Then the author was Ebenezer Ekiamen or something like that. So this sounds like a Nigerian name, not a US name. Now I knew that this is definitely a scammer, maybe from Nigeria or Ghana. I don't know the surnames and stuff, but I suspect that this is actually a Nigerian surname. This document was actually created by a Nigerian in Nigeria. As I said, like, I don't know, like, we are living in a global world, like, people kind of, recruit people all over the world to create something for him. Maybe the company recruited this guy to make the contract. So I actually tried to open the the metadata to kind of read the metadata of the other document, but there wasn't actually anything that was useful. So to me, it seems like he kind of like downloaded that thing from Google or something. But as for the contract, he had to make a contract. So actually use this computer to make this contract. So after this discovery, I started to take like a close look to his profile, right? And what I realized is that like some of the followings on his followings, like they were actually business pages like myself, right? He had like a ton of business pages. And I also decided to take a look at his profile, like the pictures and stuff. And I did kind of like download a few of those pictures, and I was actually going to kind of use reverse image check on Google to kind of find any duplicates that might be available online. But just in case if we downloaded these things on another website or store somebody's maybe profile picture, something like that. So I did an image search and actually it failed. So that was a big drawback there. And I also tried to search for the name Ebenezer Ekiamene online, and like most of the things that I found, like most of the results that I came across was of like somebody who does designing on Instagram. I think he had like an account on Instagram. I don't know. I don't want to kind of like associate that account with this, right? It could be anybody and then the day. So after doing all the documents and stuff, uploaded them, I tried like to send them all back to the company using the email, but I didn't. What I actually did is that I just kind of created like a draft, right? I took the documents, actually went to Google Drive, created like a folder. Then I took the files that I already did, like the translated copy and the one that I wrote using ChatGPT. So I kind of took those documents and I put them on a Google Drive folder. From there, took the link. Then I went to Grabify. Then from Grabify, I did a little bit of modifications on the link. Then I took the link and actually copied that link to my phone. Since this project, right, was expected to be finished in 7 days, I couldn't just post the link to him, right, because he would suspect something is wrong. Of course, he will suspect that I'm trying to actually trick him, because retyping the document will probably take, if you're faster, maybe like an 8-page can take 2 days, right? But I just have to keep the link for the time being so that I could allow like at least 5 days or 6 days to pass, right? The 7 days passed, so I'd actually forgotten about this thing. He sent me another message asking me if I'd submitted the documents, because the company isn't seeing the documents. Now, before that, right, I also did a little bit of research on the bank that he had put there on the written on the the contract form, and I also did check his website in particular. His website is actually it's actually designed well, right? Because at the end of the day, like the design of the website doesn't matter that much. I kind of like browsed around just to check out like the website, like what was actually happening, right? And one thing in which I noticed is that he had actually completed like 3 projects. It was written that the website actually completed 3 projects. Of course, maybe I don't know, maybe it's something that he had written himself or something like that. I don't know. But I just wanted to check, take a look at the website just to see what it looks like and stuff. Right. After that, I tried, of course, to look for the more information on that website, just to see like where the owner of the website resides, and I actually discovered that he used a platform called Namecheap. Namecheap, I think that is the platform to get his domain and stuff. So now, when you're using Namecheap, obviously, like some of these like domain kind of providers, something like that, they usually protect their clients' information, especially the IP and stuff. So you wouldn't see that. If, for example, I'm to send him a link, even a Grabify link, if he clicks on it, the IP will just show that is in America, because it's actually using Namecheap's IP address, right? Which is, of course, located in America. So I knew that sending that link using on the email won't reveal his location. The only way was through Facebook or any other platform. So I kind of had like to forget like searching for the owner of the website, because I knew that I wouldn't find him. Right? So what I did the next is that I had to wait for 7 days, right? And 7 days passed, and I'd actually forgotten about this guy. I saw a message, right? He sent a message. I was actually asking me like, how far with the project because the company hasn't received your project. And I said, I've done the project. I think I completed the project 4 days ago, but I've been trying to send them the documents, but for some reason I can't. I don't know, maybe my Google account is what has a problem. So I think I need to contact Google. Now, in the meantime, right, I have already uploaded these documents on a cloud, right? There's a cloud storage program that I use. So can you please download them from this cloud storage? So I sent him like the link which I modified using Grabify. He didn't even click the link. I think he knew what I was trying to do, but he knew that was actually a Grabify link. And for some reason, like, he insisted that I send the email to the company and stuff, which I didn't, of course. Told him that I can't, I'm busy. I'm a busy person. Like, I'll try to contact Google, but of course I knew that I wasn't going to do that. So he kept like saying I should send it. But I told him that I couldn't, and I don't want to waste my time doing this stuff. He said, "Oh, you should create like a Gmail account or something." I said, "I'm busy. Right? I'm very busy. I don't want to." Now, in a normal case, companies do not pressure people like this. Right? First of all, when you don't do something for a company, like if they ask you to do your work and you don't do it, they simply take that project and give it to someone else. They don't talk. They don't waste time talking with you. So the desperation showed that this guy was actually a scammer. So what I did is that I actually moved the conversation to a spam folder. But I don't want to waste my time on this guy, so I'm done with him. Of course, he didn't click the link, but at least he gave me content to understand at least how this scam work, and also to help other people there to understand this scam, right, and also avoid these kind of scams. At this point, I don't know where he is, apart from the the metadata which I gathered, but I actually know that he is not what he tried to portray himself as. Now I know that it's just a scam, guys. So anybody with a brain enough can see that this is a scam. So guys, that's how the story ended. So I know that it didn't end in a much amazing way, but scammers are getting very smart out there. They now know how to avoid certain tricks that scam baiters kind of like throwing them. So sometimes I just wish I was like Jim Browning. I could do something or engineer something, but no, I don't know much about computers, like in that kind of like hacking discipline or something like that. So guys, that's my story about these scammers, these job scams that many people around the world often receive. Like, do not fall for these kind of things, right? Now, if you receive anything, like for example, like a job offer that pays you like ridiculous amounts of money for doing little work, right? For example, like typing, there's always a catch. It's always like a scam most of the times. Companies won't pay you, that much when there are basically, many, software applications that they can use to write fast, or if they can get somebody who's actually cheaper. So be careful of these kind of scams. And I know that people are actually trying to take advantage of you. All I can say is that always watch out. Always put your guard up, and don't fall for this kind of cheap scams. So guys, thank you for watching this video, and until then, see you on the next one.